You know, Ellie, I'm glad company is coming. We don't get much chance to use this fancy eating room.
No, Jethro and Pa uses most of the play what you call pool. I don't see much sport in it myself.
Well, what can you expect from a game that you play on the dining room table?
Yeah. You reckon I ought to set 8 places? Is it for sure Miss Flatt and Miss Scruggs is a-coming?
Well, we know that Lester's bringing his wife, but we don't know for sure about Earl. But you better set a place for Louise, just in case.
Yes, ma'am. Where about you want Jethro's plate?
Put him up at the end yonder there. When he goes to eating, I don't want the company in bruising range of his elbows.
How's it going, girl?
Jed, why ain't you on your way to the airport? You're going to be late picking up Lester and Earl.
Well, according to Jethro, we got plenty of time. He says he's got a new way to get there.
I wouldn't trust no shortcut if that eating machine picked it out.
Well, this ain't no shortcut. He says he got something new he put on the truck.
What is it, Pa?
Well, I don't know yet, Ellie. I think he wants to surprise me with it, but he says he's going to be a real time saver.
This here's a surprise I've been working on.
Looks kind of like a windmill.
I call it my traffic jam jumper. Hop in, I'll show you how it works.
Well, now, boy, we don't want to be late meeting Lester and Earl's plane.
That's where this rascal's gonna come in handy. Suppose we's driving down the freeway, and there's a big traffic jam up ahead. We don't sit there and fret and fume.
What do?
Throw this out of gear, throw this into gear, give this a yank. Here we go.
We're leaving the ground.
That's the whole idea. We just fly right on over that traffic jam.
He's up in the air, all right, but how do we move ahead?
Guess I forgot to figure that out.
Did you figure out how we get down?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Just shut off the engine.
What do you suppose that was?
We best go see.
Well, other than that, what do you think of it?
I'll tell you later. Right now, I got to get somebody out to that airport.
Say, Jethro wasn't fooling. He got you there and back in a hurry.
Really come up with a time saver?
You come down with it, too.
Where's Lester and Earl?
They ain't here yet. Well, howdy, Miss Jane. Say, we got an emergency up here. Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs is due in at the airport and nobody to meet him. Would you do me a big favor?
Oh, Ralph, I haven't been able to find Mr. Drysdale. Will you tell him I have to rush out and do something for the Clampetts, and I'll explain when I get back. I hope it isn't too breezy back there, Mrs. Flatt.
Oh, no. I was all prepared to ride in the Clampett's truck. This is a pleasant surprise.
Yes, mighty nice of you too, Miss Hathaway.
Yes, ma'am. We sure do appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm a great fan of your music. Unfortunately, I don't get to hear you very often.
I tell you what, we'll be doing a couple numbers as soon as we get to Jed's place.
Yeah, Granny always makes us sing for her supper.
You're sure invited for listening and, like as not, eating too.
Oh, I wish I could accept, but I'm afraid I have to dash right back to the office.
Oh. Well, why don't you boys do a number 4 right now?
How about it, Lester?
Oh, that would be an imposition. I couldn't ask you to perform in an open car.
We played in worse places.
And for smaller audiences.
Oh.
Margaret, I've asked you not to call me on this car telephone. It's for business. All right, dear. What have the Clampetts done now? You saw them where? What? In their what? Margaret, trucks do not fly. Yeah. All right, dear, go back to your bridge club. I'll do something about it. I'll get her a new psychiatrist. Talk about obsessions. Now she thinks those hillbillies hover in the air. Oh. Get me Crestview 67399.
Now you hand me that same old line, you just won't let me be. I hear that same old song and dance, you are leaving me. Now don't give me that song and dance. I don't care at all. I'm going back to Birmingham. Gonna have myself a ball. Gonna have myself a ball. Gonna have myself a ball.
Oh, that was wonderful. Do another song.
How about you girls joining in?
Well, I'm game if you are.
Lester doesn't think I'm much of a singer.
Now, Gladys, I never said that.
Well, why don't you let me go out on the road with you and perform then?
Well, darling, that's because you don't sing her kind of songs.
If you let me sing my kind of...
Here we go. Everybody in the same key now. Little Brown Jug.
You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee. You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee.
What do you mean Miss Hathaway isn't there? I left her in charge. Well, ring her office again. Well, ring the secretarial pool. Ring... Isn't that Miss Hathaway coming towards us?
I believe it is, sir.
Oh, there's a couple of fellas in the car. And another girl. They're singing. She's out on a date while my bank goes to pot. What? You bet I've got a message for her. She's fired.
You and me, little brown jug, oh, I love thee.
I'm sorry Louise couldn't come along.
Oh, so was she, Granny, but one of us had to stay and look after things, and she volunteered.
Well, it was nice of her to let you have the cooking lesson.
Another cooking lesson?
Didn't she show you my letter? I told her that this time I was going to learn you city girls everything. From pickling pig's knuckles to making hogshead cheese. And we's going to start with butchering the hog.
Oh, boy.
Sure she didn't say nothing?
Not a word.
Well, when you get back home, you can give Louise a mess of your own knuckles.
That sounds like a great idea.
You sure we can't talk you into staying?
Sorry, duty calls. I'm needed at the bank.
Thanks again for the ride.
Yeah, and if you ever get tired of the banking business, come on down to Nashville. We'll put you to work singing.
Oh, I'll remember that. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Come on in, boys. Get washed up and to the table. You can play for your possum later.
Granny, did you say possum?
Stuffed with dilled okra and minced mudsucker.
Oh, boy.
Too bad I didn't know to tell Miss Jane. Ain't no job in the world could have pulled her away from a treat like that.
Oh, thank you for watching my desk, Miss Murray. Any messages?
Just this one.
You may return to the secretarial pool. I'll call. This says I'm discharged.
Yes. Everybody's sorry to see you go. We started taking up a little collection for you.
Oh. But surely this is some sort of... Oh, well, if this is somebody's idea of a joke, I don't...
Oh, Miss Murray, will you... Well, if it isn't the playgirl of the Commerce Bank.
Chief, what is the meaning of this?
Well, let me see if I can translate it for you. Discharged. That means fired. Canned. Sacked.
What?
I need employees who are trustworthy and obedient. Wait in my office.
Yes, sir.
I don't need employees who skip out the minute my back is turned.
Chief, if you're referring to my absence from the bank,
I'm referring to you joyriding along Whittier Boulevard with that flashy blonde and those two Texas beer salesmen.
What?
You and me, little brown jug. Oh, what a double life you lead. Trim, prim Miss Hathaway in the office. And the minute my back is turned, it's Happy New Year.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale, if I am to be turned out without a hearing?
Without a hearing? Everybody along Whittier Boulevard gave you a hearing. You and those off-key butter and egg men.
Before I leave, I think you should know that my passengers were Mr. and Mrs. Lester Flatt and Mr. Earl Scruggs. Dear friends of Mr. J.D. Clampett, at whose request I picked them up at the airport. Goodbye.
Miss Hathaway, wait. Come back to your desk. Can't you take a little joke?
I do not consider it a joke to be humiliated in the eyes of my fellow employees. Why, they even took up a contribution for me.
Oh, really? Well, let's see. 53 cents. I tell you what, if you stay,
I'll make it an even buck.
Your generosity is overwhelming. But if this is my reward for 10 years of faithful service, no, thank you.
No, wait. That's only the beginning. From now on, you don't have to work Sundays. And you can take a full 20 minutes for lunch every day. And no more working late. I promise you'll be out of here by 9 o'clock every night. She'll be back. Where's she gonna find another sweetheart of a boss like me?
Anything special you want to hear, Granny?
No. Anything you boys do is good.
It'll have to go some to be as good as that possum.
That's right. How about Earl's breakdown?
Fine and dandy.
Well, just a minute, boys. Jethro. Jethro.
Oh, yeah, Uncle Jet. Is there more possum?
No, boy. Lester and Earl's got a treat for us now.
Well, whatever it is, I'll take a double helping.
You're through eating for a spell. Come over here and sit down. Okay, boys, let her roll.
Thank you, Ella Mae, but my wife Gladys is real fond of singing. I'm going to ask her to do a number for us.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, Gladys.
Oh, you don't want to hear me?
Yes, Gladys, please.
But I'm not a performer. I'm not even prepared or anything.
Oh, here, come on now.
Well, all right. I'll try. What do you think I should do, boys?
How about that song you've been rehearsing for 2 weeks?
Yeah, that one you bought that special new dress for.
All right, boys. But I think the lighting and the acoustics are better in the entrance hall. Oh, and fellas, on your accompaniment, I'd like you both to be playing guitar. And when we get to the rubato strain on the reprise, glissando into the major seventh, and we'll take it moderato on the subdominant, okay?
There she goes with that music school talk again.
Yeah, I wish I knew what it meant.
Me too, Lester, me too.
We didn't know Gladys was a singer.
This is gonna be a real treat.
I'll say.
Yeah, boy.
Now, don't go to getting your hopes up. Gladys is a sweet woman, and she tries hard. But she ain't never gonna be no Minnie Pearl.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and its gold, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. The world still is the same, we'll never change it. Just as sure as the stars shine above, you are nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love.
Shall I fetch your truck around now, Granny? It's all fixed.
All right, boy.
Now, you see what I mean, Jed? She's got a pleasant voice, but it just ain't got no power to it.
She wants to go on the road with us and sing at fairs and such.
Why, you'd never hear her over the livestock judge. Chickens cackling and pigs squealing would plumb drown her out.
Well, this is the prettiest dress I ever did see.
Oh, thank you, Ellie.
But take my advice, Gladys. Don't wash it in hot water no more. is putting their shrunk off you now.
All right, Granny, I'll be careful.
Well, you better change. This ain't no dress to wear walking around the stockyards.
Stockyards?
Jethro's gonna drive us down to pick out the hog to butcher.
Well, Granny, I thought maybe once you heard me sing that you might want to forget about the cooking lessons.
Oh, no, honey. Just 'cause you ain't a world beater at one thing don't mean you can't do another.
Hey, what have you done to the truck, Jed?
Well, that's Jethro's doing. He ain't got enough to keep himself busy, so he's took up inventing. He calls that his traffic jam jumper.
I got that moving ahead problem licked, Uncle Jed. Now I got rocket power.
Jethro, Gladys has decided to stay here and let us go pick out the hog.
Okay, let's go.
What's all this stuff?
Get in, I'll show you. Let's say we's going down the freeway. And all of a sudden, there's a big traffic jam up ahead. Well, we don't sit there and sweat and fume.
What do we do?
Watch. I throw this out of gear, throw this into gear, give this a yank, and here we go. Hang on, Granny!
Ain't that kind of dangerous, Jed?
Could be, yes. Granny! Don't let him turn off the key!
Do what?
Turn off the key!
Okay!
Like I said, the boy ain't got enough to keep himself busy.
Same thing the next time you get me in that car, you'll get me.
Granny, where are those pone sticks I just baked?
Oh, I put them out back to cool.
Oh, how did they taste?
I don't know, honey. They were too hot. Come on, Gladys. Let's get to the pig knuckles.
Oh, Granny, do I have to? I love Lester, and I want to please him. But I'm just no good at making these country dishes.
Well, I could learn you to cook a city dish, like beaver casserole.
Beaver casserole? That's a city dish?
Specialty of the house in the hotel dining room in Bug Tussle.
Granny, actually, I don't want to take cooking lessons at all. What I want more than anything in life is to sing.
You really got your heart set on it, ain't you?
Yes, I have. I love it.
All right. Take off your apron.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give you a singing lesson.
Well, on second thought, every wife should know how to cook something for her husband.
Yeah, Lester, you got yourself a problem. A woman as pretty as Gladys would likely be a big drawing card in fairs, rodeos.
Oh, she's pretty, all right, and sweet as sorghums, but,
You know, Lester, I've been thinking, maybe if Gladys had sang right into a microphone and we turned the volume up as high as it'd go.
oh, it ain't just her voice, Earl. She just won't want to learn no proper song.
She don't?
Oh, I've tried my best to get her to sing Stomping the Clover, Sweet Nellie, and The Sinking of the Titanic.
And she don't want it?
Oh, she wants to sing songs like Stardust, Night and Day, and Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
I never heard of them.
Well, you see what I'm up against.
I do for a fact.
Well, cheer up, Lester. Maybe Granny will teach her to cook so good she'll want to stay home in the kitchen.
I sure hope so. Say, Jed, what kind of wood is this? I've dulled 3 blades just to try and whittle it.
Me too.
It is tough, ain't it?
Yeah, where'd you get these?
I found them laying on the bench.
Hi.
Darling, how's the cooking lessons coming along?
Just fine, Lester. I already baked some corn pone sticks.
Well, ain't that dandy?
They're my favorites.
How about a taste?
All right. Granny put them out here to cool.
from the bank.
Let him call.
Well, ain't you working there no more?
I am happy to announce that I have terminated my affiliation with that penurious martinet.
Oh, still at the bank, huh?
Ellie, thanks to Mr. Flatt and Mr. Scruggs, I am about to become a balladeer, a troubadour, an interpreter of the true ethnic idiom.
They got you a promotion, huh?
That's funny. I can't find him. Have you seen anything of him?
Not me, have you, Earl?
Me neither.
I bet you the birds got him. And the squirrel.
Oh, gee.
It ain't safe to leave anything that good around outside.
Too bad, Gladys.
Don't you worry, Lester. I'll go right back and bake some just for you.
Oh, Gladys, are you sure you wouldn't like to learn Stompin' the Clover, Sweet Nellie?
No, Lester, that's not my kind of music. I like sophisticated songs.
Well, then, how about the wreck of the old 97? Do it for her, fellas.
Jed, we'd rather not do one of them sad songs.
Would you rather eat one of them corn sticks?
Greetings, all.
Hi, Jane.
Hey,
Here you are, gentlemen. I am ready for my audition. Your husband has invited me to journey to Nashville and join them in interpreting the folk music of our land.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet of my husband? He's never invited me to do that.
Honey, like I said, it's because you can't do her kind of music.
Who says I can't?
Well, then it's because you don't want to.
Who says I don't want to?
Well, and,
Here we go. The wreck of old 97. Let her go, Lester.
Oh, they gave him his orders in Monroe, Virginia. Steve, you're way behind time. It's not 38, but it's old 97. You must put her in Spencer on time.
Sing one, Miss Jane.
He turned around and said to his fireman, a shovel in a little more coal. And when we cross this big wide mountain, you can watch old 97 a roll.
Come on, Gladys, now show us what you can do.
The mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville, it's lying on a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brakes, and you see what a jump he made.
Pump us the course, Jed.
Going down grade, making 90 miles an hour, his whistle began to scream. He was found in a wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the sea.